Why are you always hungry on a diet? You cut calories, you eat clean, but then 5 minutes later, you're starving. And here's the thing, you're not broken, and it's definitely not about willpower. But the truth is that your meals are missing the 4 pillars of staying full. And in this video, I'm gonna break down those 4 pillars so you can finally start losing fat without feeling miserable. And listen, this is exactly what I teach all my clients. And if you want results like this, click the link that's in the description and fill out the form, and then I'll reach back out to you if you're a good fit. And here's the thing, most diets fail because they focus too much on shrinking calories without actually fixing the problem of hunger. You eat smaller meals, maybe a protein bar or a salad. Yes, you're cutting calories, but your stomach doesn't ever actually fill up. Your main hunger hormone, ghrelin, spikes like crazy, and your fullness hormone, leptin, never even gets the signal. That's why you go to bed starving, or even worse, you raid the pantry at night. And it's definitely not because you're weak, it's because your plan was never set up and designed to actually keep you full and satisfied. Think about it like this, if you give your car $2 of gas, it's just gonna stall out. And your body's the same exact way. If you don't give your body the right kind of fuel, you're just gonna be starving and miserable while trying to drop body fat. And if you don't give your body the right fuel, hunger is simply just gonna catch up. Now, there are 4 pillars that control how hungry you actually feel. And you need to hit that like and subscribe button, and also turn on post notifications, because I'm gonna be posting videos every single week that break down getting lean without giving up your favorite foods or restricting yourself. Now for the pillars. The first pillar is protein, the second pillar is volume, the third pillar is fiber, and the fourth pillar is fats. Let's break them down. Protein. Protein is the king of satiety. Not only does it allow you to stay full, but it also allows you to hold on to your muscle mass while dropping body fat. And muscle mass burns more calories at rest when you're doing nothing. And that's exactly why all my clients have a protein target. Think Greek yogurt, lean meat, eggs, my recipes. And here's a comparison. A 200-calorie granola bar is gone within seconds. But if you eat a Greek yogurt bowl with maybe some berries, that will have a slower digestion process because of the protein, and it also has more volume, which will allow you to stay full. And that leads me into the next pillar, volume. Volume is about the actual food size relative to the calorie amount. See, a burrito from Chipotle has 1,200 calories, but instead of that burrito, you could actually get 7 chicken tacos with no rice for the same amount of calories, and maybe even less if they scoop less meat in there. Same exact calories, 3 or 4 times the food, but way more satisfying and filling. That's why I tell all my clients to make swaps, like instead of having a muffin in the morning, having a bowl of oats with blueberries. Not only does that have more volume for less calories or the same amount of calories, but it also has fiber. And that leads me into the third pillar, fiber. Fiber adds bulk and it makes your blood sugar stable. That's why an apple actually keeps you full and satisfied, and apple juice makes you hungry 2 seconds later. Even though they have the exact fat and protein content, which both also slow down digestion. It's just from the fiber, which also slows down digestion. Think about it like this, instead of eating food that already has a lot of volume, the fiber actually expands in your stomach, so it also counts as a high volume food. And they give your brain the signal to stop eating. Now for the last pillar that has a bad reputation, fats. Fats have a bad rap for trying to get lean, but they're actually essential if you know what you're doing and you have the right strategy. They are so important for staying full and satisfied. But the key is balance. A tablespoon of olive oil has 120 calories, but 1 tablespoon and a little bit of fats adds a lot to keep you satiated and satisfied after eating food. Think peanut butter, salmon, avocado. Those are great, but you have to watch the portions. It's also essential to get a minimum fat balance while getting lean, just so your hormones don't crash and you actually feel good and energized. However, here's where most people go wrong. They snack on almonds because they think that they're healthy, but that little handful of almonds is 800 calories and you can eat that in 10 seconds. Maybe they drink smoothies or juice that doesn't stretch the stomach at all. Liquid calories are literally the worst thing to consume while trying to get lean because they don't stretch your stomach, They don't make you full. You're not actually eating anything. They're gone in 2 seconds. So no wonder you're just gonna get hungry 2 seconds later. Another mistake that I see clients make is that they rely on protein bars, which are small, dense, not filling. Yes, they have protein, but should not be relying on them while cutting. And all these foods that I just went over 2 seconds ago are not inherently bad, like at all by any means. But however, if your whole entire diet looks like this, you're just gonna be starving. See, this is exactly what I teach all my clients. Ben lost 40 pounds and was able to keep it off eating the foods that he loved because he started implementing these 4 pillars of staying full. So if you're hungry on a diet, it's definitely not because you lack willpower or discipline. It's because your plan is simply broken and just doesn't make sense. Once you start building meals with the appropriate amounts of protein, volume, fiber, and fats, you'll finally feel full and satisfied, and you'll be able to get lean properly. And you may even realize that you're able to eat more food and lose fat. So here's the thing, if you want me to build all this out for you and make the weekly adjustments so those plateaus erase like this and we stay extremely on top of things, click that link in the description to apply to my in-depth one-on-one coaching program, and I'll reach back out to you if you're a good fit.